The story of Michael Burry, or as many know, the movie and book about The Big Short. Now in this video, I'm going to dive into the captivating story of Michael Burry as the key figure in the events leading up to the 2008 housing market crash. Now Michael Burry was a hedge fund manager and investor who gained all of his fame for correctly predicting the subprime mortgage crisis and making a substantial profit from it. His story was later popularized through the book The Big Short by Michael Lewis and the subsequent movie adoption. Now to further understand how he made his profits, I think it's important to understand what MBSs are, or mortgage-backed securities. Now, these are financial products that the banks created by bundling up a bunch of individual mortgages and selling them as securities to investors. Now, the investors then received the cash flows from the mortgage payments, and this system led to a situation where banks could lend money to virtually anyone, regardless of their credit history. This was because the banks could sell these risky mortgages as part of an MBS, then passing the risk on to the investor. Now, much of this was likely due to the housing market boom that happened early in the 2000s, as it was created, and you could say past tense, created this perfect storm of a risky lending practice. This then fueled the desire for higher profits. Banks and lending institutions significantly began relaxing their lending standards, and they offered mortgages to broader pools of borrowers, including those with poor credit histories and, frankly, insufficient income to support the loans that they were obtaining. Now, one of the most concerning aspects of this era was the widespread proliferation of subprime mortgages. Now, subprime mortgages were extended to borrowers who were considered higher risk due to their credit worthiness or financial stability. Now, these borrowers were often unable to qualify for traditional mortgages, but lenders saw an opportunity to capitalize on the booming housing market and higher interest rates associated with these loans. So to further exacerbate the situation, lenders began to introduce exotic mortgage products, such as adjustable rate mortgages, or what was called ARM loans, these interest-only mortgages. Now, ARMs offered enticingly low initial interest rates that would later reset at a higher rate, potentially leading to the unaffordability of this mortgage payment. Now, interest-only mortgages allowed borrowers to pay only the interest for a certain period, leading to an eventual balloon payment or payment shock when the principal repayment would have to kick in. Now, if you take the combination of this lax lending standard and the proliferation of subprime mortgages, the introduction of these exotic mortgage products created a highly risky environment where a significant number of borrowers were prone to defaulting on their loans when housing prices eventually declined. Now, these risky mortgages were even bundled together into MBSs and sold later to investors, including financial institutions, pension funds, and even individuals. The banks and the financial institutions believed that spreading the risk across a number of investors would protect them from the potential losses or downsides. But unfortunately, this belief proved to be overly optimistic, as the underlying mortgages started defaulting and masses that the housing market experienced from the past just could not predict. Now, as the housing prices began to decline, borrowers found themselves unable to refinance or sell their homes, leading to a widespread of foreclosures. The increase in foreclosures caused the housing prices to drop further, creating a negative feedback loop that triggered the full-blown housing market crash. Now, the subsequent ripple effect on financial markets was pretty substantial. Financial institutions and investors who held these MBSs and related financial products faced immense losses, leading to a massive liquidity crisis and a deepening of the overall financial downturn. Now, the 2008 financial crisis, ultimately triggered by the vulnerabilities within the MBS market and the risky lending practices, then became one of the most severe economic crises we've had since the Great Depression, leaving a lasting impact on the global economy and financial system. Now, Michael Burry, an astute investor, noticed that the mortgages being bundled into these securities were becoming increasingly risky. He predicted that this would lead to a housing market crash when these borrowers inevitably defaulted on their loans. Burry's prediction was based on his deep understanding of MBS and his thorough analysis of the housing market. This highlights the importance of understanding the fundamentals of your investments and not just relying on trends and these kind of surface level information or news alerts that you may be getting. Burry decided to bet against the housing market by buying credit default swaps on subprime MBSs. Now, these are essentially insurance contracts that would pay out if the mortgages underlying the securities defaulted. This was a strategy or a strategic move that demonstrated Burry's understanding of risk management. He knew the risks he was taking and used credit default swaps to hedge against those risks. Now, when the housing market did indeed crash in 2008, Burry made huge profits from his credit default swaps. His fund, Scion Capital, posted returns of 489.34% between its inception in 2000 to June 2008, compared to just under 3% that the S&P 500 did. Now, this was a significant achievement that underscored the potential for financial foresight even in these turbulent times. So I would conclude the video with this teaser for a potential commentary on The Big Short, a movie that dramatizes Burry's prediction and its aftermath. The film offers a dramatic portrayal of the events leading up to the 2008 crisis and provides a compelling insight into Burry's strategic thinking and investment ideas. So, kind of wrapping things up, Michael Burry's prediction of the 2008 housing market crash definitely offers several valuable lessons. It underscores the importance of independent thinking, deep research, understanding fundamentals of your investments, and really having a robust risk management strategy. It also serves as a stark reminder that the financial markets can behave irrationally, and that apparent safety in numbers can lead to significant systemic risks. Burry's story is a testament to the power of foresight, strategic thinking, and frankly, courage to go against the grain and what everyone else was thinking. Now, that's it for the Big Short story of the day. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insightful financial content. And remember, knowledge really is power, guys, especially when it comes to investing. So until next time, stay savvy, investors.